This is shaking up to be a much closer fight than I could have ever imagined. Yes, despite my disdain for Morris, and I truly do hate his character, but despite my disdain for him, I have to admit that he is putting up a much better fight against Mereoleona than I ever thought possible. A character that I myself consider to be one of the top 5 strongest humans in the entirety of Black Clover is actually struggling against one of the top 5 scummiest, as he is pushing Mereoleona to her absolute limit. All the while, her brother and fellow squad mates watch on, helpless to do anything, as the woman they admire faces almost certain death. And honestly, I think that's what makes this chapter so heartbreaking, almost as much as Jack's death in the last one. The fact that the members of the Crimson Lions feel so helpless in this fight, but want so desperately to be of use to Mereoleona, so much so that the only thing they can think to do is throw themselves in the way of the enemy's attacks in this chapter, hoping to protect their captain and give her the opening she needs to land that critical blow. Because more than likely Morris is a glass cannon, his operation gifted to him by Lucius does give him a lot of destructive power, but I definitely think that it would only take one clean hit from Mereoleona for him to be down for the count. And the members of the Crimson Lions who sacrifice themselves in this chapter are counting on that exact scenario happening, otherwise their beloved captain risks reducing her body to pure mana from overuse of Hellfire Incarnate. We even see that the last words of the first two members to do this are, "We leave the rest to you," which serves not only as a message of encouragement to Mereoleona, but also a call to action to their fellow squad mates to protect their captain at all cost. Kicking off the dozens of members who heroically give their lives in this chapter just off the glimmer of hope that it can be useful in this fight. And the mixture of sadness and rage that Mereoleona feels with the death of each and every one of her squad mates makes her flames burn even hotter, letting her also begin to push Morris to his limit. As we see in the chapter that his regeneration also isn't infinite, with his arms starting to feel the wear and tear from overuse, allowing Mereoleona to manage to actually get in close and unleash a powerful brand new attack. But her body is also beginning to fall apart, either from turning into mana just like she did when she fought against Lucifero, or perhaps from a stray hit she might have taken from Morris. It's not exactly clear. Either way, this final attack is definitely going to decide who ends up winning this fight, and unfortunately, I kind of feel like it's going to be Morris. I don't know about all of you, but to me, it seems like all the signs are pointing to this final attack not being able to do the job and Mereoleona dying. Which means that poor Fuegoleon will not only have to suffer through watching his squad mates die, but his sister as well. Which, speaking of Fuegoleon, this chapter is the exact reason why context is key, because the leaked description for this chapter makes it seem as if he's watching all this happen from the sidelines, when actually he's busy fighting multiple angels by himself, protecting the civilians caught in the crossfire. And you can just see on his face how desperately he wants to go and help his sister in her fight, but if he stops for even a second before the angels are all dealt with, the civilians will end up dying. And this is the hardest choice a character like Fuegoleon has to make, and I truly do feel sorry for him, because no matter what he chooses, someone is most likely going to end up dying. But there is a small chance that it's going to be Fuegoleon himself who dies in the next chapter, because I can totally see a scenario where after Mereoleona's attack fails, Fuegoleon jumps in her way, taking Morse's attack for her. It may not be what we fans want because it would mean never getting to see a spirit dive, but it's definitely something he would do. And sometimes as a writer, you have to do what the character would do instead of writing what the fans want them to do. And because Black Clover will be on break until May 22nd, we'll have to wait and see which of these two siblings end up departing this world. And you know what? These past two chapters are really making me hope that my theory about all this being Lucius using his future sight might actually be true, because I'm not sure how many more deaths I can actually take. Fans were calling for more deaths with the ending of the last saga, and it looks like in the first half of this one, Tabata is giving us exactly what we wanted. Are you happy now, guys? You got the deaths you wanted, and that means I'm going to end up losing one of my top 3 favorite characters. All in all, this is shaping up to be one of the darkest arcs in the entirety of Black Clover, and no matter how much it makes me sad, I'm actually looking forward to seeing how much darker it might end up getting.